And as the West Asia war has completed a month, attacks are no longer restricted to military installations alone. As the US and Israel are increasingly pounding Iran's energy infrastructure, West Asia's Gulf lines are on target. Power outages, in fact, were reported in Tehran as well as its neighboring Alborz province, following attacks on electricity facilities. Very significant. Iran's Deputy Minister of Energy revealed that a transmission station and 6 high-voltage substations went out of service as a result of the falling debris. Eventually, power was restored to most areas of Iran's capital. Subsequently, Kuwait's Ministry of Electricity, Water and Renewable Energy accused Iran of carrying out an attack on a power station and a water desalination plant, resulting in the death of an Indian national. Kuwait also stated that 10 of its military personnel were injured after an armed forces camp was struck by Iran's missiles and drones. However, Iran denied its role in the attack on Kuwait's desalination plant. The IRGC accused Israel of carrying out this attack in order to frame Iran. Earlier as well, Iran, remember, denied involvement in attacks targeting locations in Turkey and Oman, calling the incidents a false flag operation aimed at creating discord between Tehran and its neighbors. Even though Iran has distanced itself on this occasion, IRGC announced a week ago itself that it will target energy infrastructure, including water desalination facilities in West Asia belonging to the US and its allies, if its energy infrastructure is attacked. And this has naturally raised concerns over the vulnerability of the desalination facilities in the region, which supply most of the region's drinking water. You see, an attack on desalination plants will be disastrous for Gulf nations like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, as they are among the most water-scarce regions globally. These countries produce roughly 40% of the world's entire desalinated water and operate more than 400 plants along their coastlines. Some of the biggest water desalination plants in West Asia include Saudi Arabia's Ras Al Khair, UAE's Tawila, and Israel's Sorik. In fact, 40 to 60% of the total water consumption in the UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Qatar comes from desalination plants. For instance, Gulf Cooperation Council data showing that close to half of Kuwait's water supply is dependent on desalinated water. Qatar, meanwhile, relying on desalination to meet 61% of its water requirements. Groundwater is the other major water source of these countries. Even Iran's sworn enemy, Israel, gets over 80% of its water from desalination plants. So an attack on desalination plants will imply a huge escalation in this war. Meanwhile, the retaliation of Iran and its allied groups continued. Iraq's Mohammed Allah Air Base, located beside the Baghdad International Airport, was hit by rockets in the early hours of Monday. Visuals showed a fire on the tarmac. Iran, though, continues to justify its retaliatory attacks on Gulf nations, citing that the US is using military bases in those countries to launch attacks on its soil, it claims. Listen to this.
America is continuously using its military bases in our neighboring countries. The news published lately about US airplanes being damaged in military bases in neighboring countries clearly shows that their land is being used, with or without their consent, by the aggressors against Iran. Therefore, what Iran is doing is defending itself, and it's not considered attacking regional countries.
And with Trump's latest warning, the situation in the region has turned even more volatile. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.